As the area grew in popularity, Sean watched as his neighborhood became gentrified. The black families he once played with moved out, and white families moved in. And a few years ago, a pivotal turning point. Sean says police stopped him without reason and followed him home to make sure he lived there.
No justice, no peace.
In a time when America is experiencing nationwide protests over racial inequality, he didn't feel safe to walk alone down his street.
What was it that made you feel fear in a neighborhood that your family had been a part of for 54 years?
People saying, it's a suspicious looking black man walking down the street. If you say suspicious looking black man, the police come ready and I'm dead before I can even think. It's a very real fear as an African American male in 2020.
As George Floyd's story became embedded in the American conscience, Sean posted this. I wanted to walk around my neighborhood, but the fear of not returning home to my family alive kept me on my front porch.
50 people responded, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Oh my God, I'll walk with you. And there were 75 people in the parking lot. It's like, wow, I don't feel invisible. I feel like people care.
I will never know what it's like to be in the shoes of somebody who has a different color skin than me.
Carrie Conley was one of the neighbors at the walk.
I've lived here 15 years, and I've never seen him or his family. So it was a big wake-up call for me.
I want to show you the amazing neighbors that are here.
Sean began hosting weekly neighborhood walks, with hundreds of strangers coming out to support him. Turning it into a movement called We Walk with Sean. The goal is simple: get to know your neighbors.
When you're walking, you're bound to have conversations. And when you have conversations, you change, you learn, so that you can be a positive effect.
For Carrie and Sean, these one-time strangers are now like family.
If we don't stop to talk to our neighbors, we're missing out on so much.
We are only getting started.
Sean hopes he can bring the movement to many U.S. cities and walk in other gentrified neighborhoods.
This is what happens to black and brown families who remain in inner city or suburban neighborhoods. So I literally felt like I was a prisoner on my front porch.
You are sitting on the steps that you sat on and were afraid to move from. How does it feel now?
I'm now free to walk around the neighborhood. I am getting to see America live up to its creed of being a more perfect union. I'm a part of a story that begins on the slave ships, and now I get to see this little part of the world become a better place.
For CBS This Morning, Jamie Wax, New York.